My name's Aaron. I've been to a few camps now. I know a few people here. My first time teaching, so I'm going to teach something that I didn't plan on teaching, but my students told me how much they enjoy the class. Reverse, kind of like an octopus half guard. And the reason why I always loved half guard in any belt that I was at was because it was always a path to the back on the inside. And we've all been here where we have like a nice knee shield. We kick it through, chuck, and we're up here, and you can just take the back from here. Problem being is, we have this other arm, this whole other pathway to the back. So it's gonna seem weird. I'm gonna have my uke turn kind of facing you guys now because I'll be reversed. So you always want to defeat the cross face. And it can be done any number of ways. Sometimes I like to play with a Kimura grip or a wrist lock, but oftentimes they're gonna be powering in. You just gotta direct it over your head. And from here, you wanna build height. So you notice I'm up on my hand. I'm not on my elbow, this is fine, but I really prefer to be up on my hand. This other hand, everyone kind of asks, well, what do I do with this other hand? If you're wearing a gi, it's the perfect handle right here. So what we're gonna do is a little drill. We're gonna get the entry and we're gonna have your partner do a normal reaction to get you thinking about taking the back from both sides, all right? So what we're gonna do is, you're gonna start with your partner in a half guard, knee shield. They're gonna kind of go for a cross face. You're gonna let it go over your head as you kick through and come up. What your partner's gonna do now is they're gonna reach back. This is very, very common. They're gonna reach back and try to hook your face. If you let this happen, it's bad, it's bad. Bad news. So you never wanna let them reach back. If you have a nice good bite, it's gonna be hard for them, but some people got long arms, they're gonna be able to reach back. So as soon as you feel them reaching back, I want you to collapse your post just a little bit. So you're gonna reach back, collapse. I'm gonna pummel all the way under, and I'm gonna bicep punch. Notice how all his weight went to his other hand. That gives me back the path I wanted originally, okay? It's really key that you notice where your partner's weight is. When I'm here, when he goes to reach back, let's kind of turn a bit. When he goes to reach back, so reach back, pause, he has to have his hand down. Can you reach back without having your hand down? No. He has to be posted all his weight on that one hand. So when I feel that happening, I know all his weight's there. So reach back, collapse, pummel. Now I know all the weight's there because I heard it, right? Chuck, come up. So we just do that as the kind of the first entry drill, get used to the position. Have your partner reach back, pummel in, and really punch. Have them post and just get a good seatbelt grip, all right? Give your partner, I'll come around to help. We'll give you about 5 minutes to drill that, all right? Let's go. So when he reaches back, I'm gonna collapse. I'm really making him post. If I can't make that hand over there hit the mat, I haven't hit him hard enough. I really need to. All right. So the first few times you do this to someone, they're just gonna instinctually reach back. And this is one way to kind of train them to not do that. So what I keep saying is about this bite. All the bite's trained to do is to keep his posts firmly on the mat. If he relaxes each one in any way, I'm just gonna like, which seems kind of silly. What I'm gonna show you next is equally as silly, but it works. If anyone's here on Monday for Charles's class, he taught a thing about the orphan limb. Well, the great thing about Justin right now is he's got 2 orphan limbs. I'm staring at them right now. So all I have to do, keep the bite, heads up, hands in. I'm gonna switch my legs. So I have this inside leg biting in. I'm just gonna trade, right? I have my outside leg comes in, and I'm gonna hook my instep underneath his. I'm just gonna pick his hips up. Notice what happens to his hips. I can actually direct his hips just by using his leg like a little joystick, right? And once I kind of torque just a little bit, his base is compromised right about here. And all I have to do, it seems silly and stupid, is just push off my hand and knock him over that corner. It's a very minute change of angle, and when you're doing this move, you'll have to feel where their posts are, whether it's his knees or his hands, and react based on how you feel where the weight is being supported. We're here. Right now, he's got full support on all 4 corners. Gonna hook, pull up. This key that you're pulling up a little bit, up and out, not too far. We don't need to like torque our partner's knee all the way out, just enough that you can see his hip kind of turns outwards. From here, I'm gonna push off my hand and go right here. Because I have this torque, And the hook, all I gotta do to avoid being trapped, unhook and slides right out. And like a reverse kesa. All right? We can with our partners and try that out, please. We already had a question. I always talk about when I teach my classes that I'm giving you breadcrumbs, and there's always a student that wants the whole loaf of bread, and they just want to eat the whole thing. Like, no, they don't want to have a cut. They just want a whole loaf of bread, just stuff it down. I'm like, you're gonna choke. Like, let me give you the breadcrumb. So the breadcrumb was, well, of course, as soon as my opponent feels this, and I've made them look silly once, they're not gonna let it happen again. They're gonna change the orientation of their post just a little bit off to the side, so that when I push, there's no moving them at all, right? Justin and I are on the same size. I know there's no moving him just with my arm driving into the mat. The great thing is the counter push that he's giving back to me is gonna take him the other way. Now, the angle again is super key, and what we do here is gonna be super key. We have another kind of orphan limb here. So then instead of using my foot to attack it, I'm gonna use my hand. And I want everyone to drill. I don't want you just to reach, because that, like, I'm just loose reaching, it's gonna cause a bunch of issues. I want you to stay tight. I'm still biting down. I'm pushing. When you're ready, you're gonna slide down and grab the instep, okay? You're gonna pull it up, and you're driving this way. You're not driving this way, because that's where his knee is. You're driving over the part of the post that's gone. Backed up into reverse side of it. All right, you do it from a different angle. Here, as soon as I do this hook, he knows what I'm up to. He's gonna post. I'm still gonna sell it though. I'm still gonna pretend. I'm still gonna drive. When I'm ready, slide, grab. I'm not picking his leg up. I'm just putting his heel in his butt. Putting his heel in his butt, I'm keeping that knee pointed there. Again, I'm not going towards his knee. I'm going more towards his ankle and his shin. Kind of lower my upper body a bit to kind of drive in. Then I bring my head back up. I want to finish head up, hips down. Does anyone over here need to see that? Is there an angle that kind of missed it? You guys? Okay, perfect. Here, boom. As soon as I do this, he feels it. Still sell it. Slide, grab, pull, and drive. All right? Hit with our partners and try that. Sell the first move, go into the second move, all right? Let's go. We already had a next breadcrumb question. He had the other half of the loaf. He's gonna take a big bite. I said, don't. So all of these moves are predicated on relatively easy access to those insteps, like this one here, and then this one here. But again, anyone who gets this done to them more than once, they might do something simple like tuck their feet and flare their knees. So now I can't, maybe if I was flexible, I could maybe dig in there. I don't wanna waste all this time I got other things that I could do. The great thing about the tucking of the feet is he's now exposed to other posts that I can exploit. The near side knee and the far side knee. So we'll deal with the near side knee first. Let me just turn a bit. So to exploit this near side knee, if your partner is wearing the gi and you're wearing the gi, you can use your hand on here if you get a nice good grip. If they have like hipster pants or they're no gi, you can't grab them. So I like to use just my knee. So what I do is I keep my grip and I just do a little shrimp back. Like I actually push my bum up towards his head. That gives me enough space just to get my knee just out just enough. I'm not taking my leg all the way out. I'm just got the point of my knee touching the top of Justin's thigh, okay? And from here, it's like a kind of a forward knee thrust, right? Pushing my knee forward. That takes the post out. I've now compromised. Because I've compromised that post, I can switch my hips, grab, pull, and take the back. So again, we're here. I want to do this, but he's smart. He tucks his feet. But you can't tuck your feet without flaring your knees out. So I've kept my height. I've built my height here. I have my bite down. Just a simple little shrimp back. I'm going to shrimp my bum back and get my knee in front of the thigh. From here, push, This is your first hook in the back take. So I want you, don't think too much about this. This is always going to be here to be your first hook. Take this one out, grab, haul, boom. All right? Can we do that, please? Let's go. Okay. So I love that so far, every time we went through a step, I've had at least one person in the room go, yeah, but. I'm like, okay, that's the next breadcrumb. Of course, we're not quite at that we're probably 2 breadcrumbs away, Alan was, but this is the next one. This is the near side knee that we just exploited. We're gonna exploit the far side knee. I can't do that hook with my instep or my heel, but the great thing about how Justin has his knees flared out is when I do a little shrimp, there's a butterfly hook's just beautiful right there. I kind of dig it in, I kind of put my toes, I kind of engage my toes over my own Achilles and calf, and I do one final thing. When I shrimped back to make sure I had space, it took away some of my power, so I need to shrimp back in. I want my hips under my opponent's hips, all right? Now, we're gonna do 2 different versions of this. We have to be mindful right now of where all of Justin's posts are. I can't see what's going on back there, but I'm pretty sure he still has 2 arms. One is over here and one is over there. So if I try to go this way, this post is gonna stop me, all right? I need to go this way. So something that I've started to do that kind of like trains me to go this way is the hand that I have posted, I gotta do something else with it. So what I think about doing is, I think about grabbing the foot. I kind of scoop under the instep. And in doing that scoop, I end up going over his hips. And I end up in the exact same spot. You have to really trust yourself, ride your partner over hip to hip. It's a very subtle change on which angle that I'm going at though. So here, he's posted his knees out. Maybe the back take, it didn't work last time. I don't like taking Justin's back. I just want him in like top side, shrimp out. I'm gonna scoop back a bit, hook in, and then scoop back in. Really kind of push your hips under that, okay? I keep this grip. Not only is that elbow bite down important, the cupping of the lat is what's gonna help pull Justin over when I roll over my shoulder. So to help me know which way to go, I'm going to grab the foot, hit the hip, and I end up in the exact same spot. If that was a little bit much for you, you can focus on one of the first 3, but I really encourage you to try to do a little ninja roll, all right? Let's go. So we had some questions about the roll and the shoulder, and it's honestly dependent upon where your opponent will be posting that hand. So if I get here and I've shrimped, I've got my hook in, if I try to do like a back roll right now, there's an arm there. I'm not back rolling over that, it's a strong post. That's why I was going kind of this way. I'm rolling over my shoulder still, but I was a slight angle change because I really committed to that foot grab and coming up. So that's why the height is so important, because it's, again, potential energy. You're dropping and you're reaching and you're just going. Try not to think too much about it. I find with this particular system, the less you think, the better. So there's something we're gonna try, because we had the question from Alan about them hiding that knee. So where I usually hit this during rolls is, I'm in like half guard, sorry about that. I'm in half guard, and he just flips into like reverse half, or here. And I just like, we'll start playing it from here, right? If I can build height, I'm here. The great thing about someone who flips into reverse half, if he really flops on his hip, his knee is always here, all right? So from here, because he's flipped into reverse half, this post is gone. I can just do like a roll, or I could stop, hook, and bring him back and take his back like that. So do you want to try that? Is that too much? Let's do it. So this requires your partner to know what to do. So let's have Justin go in bottom half. You as the top person are going to flip, I call it reverse half, some people call it like negative, where I'm flipping, I'm not facing him. And I'll be kind of nice about it right now, but I'm not facing my opponent. But my knee is up, all Justin has to do is hook his butterfly hook there, right? This is the only difference. You'll notice that my posts that were back there are over here now. So there'll be no defending any kind of roll. So that's the first step. The second step is don't overthink this back take, because you're doing less than you think. So we're here, he's gonna flip in reverse half. I immediately try to not get squished. We'll cover that last, right? I get a butterfly hook. All I'm gonna do is, I'm still gonna reach for his foot, but I'm just gonna flop on my back. I'm not actually rolling, I just kind of fell to my back and I stuffed his leg behind my leg. Engage my toes, and I just have to straighten my leg out and sit back up. It's like I'm like playing a film in forward and then reverse, and I sit back up, all right? If that's a lot, just do the roll. So he's gonna flip in reverse half. I'm going to get the butterfly hook, and I'm just gonna roll and come up. It's actually easier now because there's no posts. You can't wait though. So have you and your partner work together. Your partner's gonna slowly flip in reverse half, and you're gonna go. Try to avoid waiting, stopping, thinking, and going. You'll find it's a lot harder, all right? So we'll do that, and I'll show you at the very end what happens when you get kind of squished under someone and they really have you flattened down on your shoulder, okay? Let's go. I've never gotten a chance to say that before. I just want to say it once on like video. Because there's like, I never knew about Baby Bridge, and Preet came by our club in October, and his 3-hour thing was all on baby bridging. So I find a lot when there's a person that's bigger, and even if they're the same size, once I get here, this isn't good, right? Like a lot of what I showed you today is not going to work from here. You can do other things, but you're really kind of stuck, right? The whole danger of this pass, he just keeps creeping his weight up towards my head, and he just, and it gets worse and worse, right? You're gonna go back down. The great thing about a baby bridge is it allows you to get your structure back in a relatively easy way that doesn't require any strength. So what I mean by baby bridge is your head is gonna be up, and you're going to like back arch. Elbow back, hand up, and you can push yourself up. Requires very little strength. I'm not trying to build up my strength from, I'm not trying to get my elbow under me here. Like it's not gonna, there's no way. And we're around this, like around the same size. Someone bigger than me, there's no way. So head up, elbow back. If you're waving to the crowd. You actually, if you want to, just push them over. Then they might not even expect it, right? So if we get with our partner, last couple of minutes, you're gonna flip into reverse half, but I'm gonna be lazy. I'm just gonna let them. Be like taking a nap or whatever. You can do like a little thigh pinch on their leg to keep them there. And I still want you to be somewhat engaging with your octopus. This might work, or I might do a whole frame all the way down his spine. From here, head up. I'm connecting my ear to my shoulder. I'm looking back, elbow, hand, push. I'm literally just arching my back and looking up. Get my hand up to push, all right? Try that for the last couple minutes.